Warlords Spear and the new arc trace rifle from Guardian games, Keruanios, are incredibly similar. In order to do a proper comparison between the two, let's first go over what perks they share and similar roles. Then we can talk about what makes Keruanios stand out from its Iron Banner equivalent. The common three traits between the two are Killing Tally, Detonator Beam, and Jolting Feedback. They both have some solid reload traits in the left column for quality of life. So, where do they stand compared to each other? The Warlord Spear comes out on top for damage. You can combo Rewind rounds and Detonator Beam, or Rewind and Target Lock, or even Detonator Beam and High Impact Reserves for a little more kick, with my favorite attribute being High Impact Reserves for a damage perk, along with Jolting Feedback to still feed into the Arc's energy. For utility, however, the Keruanios leaps over the Warlord Spear with some amazing perks. First, it has Recycled Energy, which, upon reload, restores energy to your least charged ability, rounding out any ability-based build. Second is Rolling Storm, allowing the weapon to create bolt charge stacks for you even when you are not on arc. Couple these two with its Guardian Games origin trait, Classic Contender, which gets you a class ability energy back on kill, and you have a high quality utility weapon useful on any ability-based build. Warlord Spear is the arc trace you should be using for damage, whereas Keruanios is the arc trace for utility. Trace rifles aren't exactly known for their DPS potential, but used in double special builds like a primary, they can be utilized to great effect. For Warlord Spear builds, I suggest leaning into Arc, double special and using it like a hard-hitting primary weapon, with High Impact Reserves, Detonator Beam, or Rewind rounds and Killing Tally, or High Impact Reserves and Jolting Feedback. However, I do not suggest using Rewind rounds and Detonator Beam or Target Lock. Trace rifles simply don't have enough DPS to justify mag dumping into a target for that long, whereas prioritizing its ad clearing potential leans into Warlord Spear's strengths rather than attempting to make a weapon archetype into something it's not. For Keruanios, I suggest leaning heavily into the arc utility. However, this does not have to be on arc itself. In fact, I actually believe this weapon shines best when not on arc at all. With Rolling Storm being the outlier on the weapon by a mile, pairing it with either Recycled Energy for the energy top-ups on reload, or Eddy Current to get the weapon back in action that much quicker, my god-roll suggestion is Recycled Energy and Rolling Storm, giving you, on any build, frequent Bolt Charge procs along with energy return along the way to actually proc Bolt Charge with your abilities. For a build utilizing Bolt Charge not on arc, I have a sample build on Warlock, on Strand, Eating Our Grenade, where on kill we suspend targets. This suspension counts as ability damage, and therefore we can proc Bolt Charge for us passively as we use Keruanios. I'll mouse through the options now, as well as put a dim link in the description if you'd like to try it out for yourself. For Warlord Spear, I went with Arc Hunter along with a Gifted Conviction build. With this exotic, we get resistance for nearby jolted targets, where with Warlord Spear with Jolting Feedback, we can proc this with our weapon easily, along with the Ascension aspect, leading to easy ad clear and extremely high survivability. I'll mouse through these options now as well provided a dim link in the description. At this point, the arc meta has started to show itself this season, but I for one am a trace rifle lover, so I'm having a blast with having these two new options to play around with. Let me know in the comments if you guys are liking them so far or if they're just too similar. Thank you for making it to the end. Liking the video goes a huge way, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you again, and as always, keep on building.